Hello and welcome to the Salty Scout Food and Travel Podcast. I'm Jane and I live, travel and cook aboard a 45-foot sailboat named Scout with my husband James. I'm looking forward to sharing the delicious food and drink experiences that make each sailing destination unique. Since setting sail from the US East Coast in 2022, I've been on a culinary adventure with a loose plan and a passion to explore and taste my way through the world's local cuisines. Whether you're an avid adventurer, fellow sailor, armchair traveller or food enthusiast, join me on this journey as I discover local foods, drinks, recipes, cooking techniques and restaurants as diverse as the places we visit. Hello and welcome to my 5th episode of Salty Scout, my food and travel podcast. And today we are sitting on Scout in a Panama marina called Shelter Bay Marina. But we're actually sitting on Scout, not in the water, we're actually out of the water, on the hard as they call it, or hauled out. And the hull is about to be painted with some special anti-fouling paint to protect the hull from marine life. So there is a boat job coming up and we're hoping to get all this done before we transit the Panama Canal in January. So that's the plan anyway. In today's podcast, I'd like to talk about Caribbean fruits, all the different types, especially since in the coming weeks we'll be transiting the canal, like I said, and we'll be heading off into the Pacific, and especially since they played a very large part in our diet over the last couple of years. What sort of fruits am I talking about here when I talk about tropical fruits? There are the two most obvious ones, which actually I'm going to talk about separately in later podcasts, and that's the banana or the plantain, which played a very large part in our diet, but also the coconut as well. But today I'm also going to talk about the papaya or pawpaw as it's called, passion fruits, dragon fruit, mango, pineapple, a fruit called mamey, watermelon as well more recently, and some citrus fruits as well. For us though, there are two main fruits that we ate consistently, depending on the season of course, and that was the papaya, which we ate a very large amount of just because of the availability and the season. It just seemed to be available all year round here in the Caribbean. And also I love the taste of papaya. And the other one is mango. Mango, absolutely love, although there is a season depending on where you are. I think the main season is February, March time. Then we have the other types of fruits such as dragon fruit, guava and passion fruit, which you tend to find more in the southern part of the Caribbean. I love them because they're really helpful for aiding digestion. You can also get the various different types of citrus fruits such as oranges and limes. Oranges, actually, we saw a lot of those in Belize in the Western Caribbean. And limes, of course, limes are very much a part of the diet and is in the drinks. Once we arrived in Panama, we also saw a lot more watermelons, which I think a lot of people use to make watermelon juice. So where do we buy our fruit? And it's usually a guy in his little boat with his different choice of produce, be it papaya or mango or whatever, and yeah, he just typically goes via the boats from one to the next selling his produce. So it's always very convenient as well, very easy for us to eat the local fruit. The other option is when we go ashore, there are always fruit stalls nearby. The locals buy their fruit and vegetables, and yes, that's more often than not we generally do buy our fruit from those fruit stalls. And of course the third option is it's a supermarket. And the next question is where do we store our fruit once we have it on board? Obviously we have a fridge, which is great, but of course the fridge is quite limited in size. So we have to look at alternatives, and the other place where we store fruit is in a little ventilated hammock. It's like a fruit and veg hammock, which we hang at the back of the boat over the transom. We use the hammock when we are on a passage, when we don't have the space in our fridge. So that's usually good for fruit like bananas, and sometimes we carry apples as well, and anything that's hard like a watermelon and mangoes as well. The next question we get asked is when do we eat fruit? Most typically we have fruit for breakfast. That's the easiest way of getting our breakfast because it doesn't really use any power like toast would, for example. I always make my yogurt, it's homemade yogurt, and with some muesli and whatever fruit I have at the time, and that's usually mango, so especially if it's a nice ripe mango. And as well as for breakfast, we generally snack on fruit throughout the day and also for dessert after dinner. It was while we were in Colombia that we ate a lot of fruit. At Lunatico cookery class, we spoke to Daniel, who gave us some insights on how a lot of the tropical fruits they have in Colombia are used in cooking. And I'd like to introduce you to Daniel in this next clip.
So, talking about the fruits in Colombia, we have many types of fruits here. We have variations of exotic fruits as well, with the common fruits as well, and unseen fruits as well from the whole world as well. So basically, the fruits that we use here, we use it for everything. And what is everything? We can use the fruits for making ceviches. We can use the fruits for making pastries as well, salads as well, gels, barbecue sauces as well. We sometimes combine these fruits as well with cheese instead as well. We tons of things, even wine as well. You can use the fruits to make as well. So I'm gonna give you a quick summary as well of all the fruits that I can allow you to say. Let's say. So as an example, I can use the guava as well. Well, normally we may make it for juices as well, but also we use it on pastries, like a pastry jello, like guava, but we combine it with cheese as well. There's Colombian cheese that is called queso costeño, actually a salty cheese. Because we like to eat sweet and salty. Another fruit as well that is called lulo. It's actually between a kiwi and an orange as well. It's called lulada. It's a drink that we put lemon, sugar, spice, and everything nice. Yeah, but of course it has like a juice out of it. Another one is called brevas, that in maybe is figs in English as well. It's a candied figs as well. We normally use it with dulce de leche or arequipe. It's like a caramel, let's say. And another one that this is one of my favorites as well is called tutti frutti. Tutti frutti is actually a mixture of fruits as well, including a juice inside of it. Basically, is a mixture of all the fruits. Let's say papaya, pineapple, mango, pitaya, oranges as well. Like in general as well, with banana as well, but also mixed with cheese at the same time. So it's kind of like a healthy drink snack at the same time. But remember, as we are a fruit country, we can use all of the fruits that we have here for many types of cuisines as well and techniques as well. So it's kind of like a little bit of everything that we can do.
Thank you, Daniel, for sharing your insights into how the various different Colombian fruits can be used in our diet and also within cooking as well. There is also another fruit called the soursop, and it's typically, when fully grown and ready to eat, it's about 6 to 7 inches wide, and it's sort of a greeny yellow colour, and it has these interesting spikes coming off it, although they're soft. I spoke to Carlos from Shelter Bay Marina. Carlos runs a jungle walk and we saw some soursop trees. This is what he has to say about this particular fruit. Carlos, you were telling me about the soursop. So how would you eat the soursop?
There are a lot of varieties of soursop, but the main one is the one we have over here, okay? Mm-hmm. This one is just a baby one. Yes, the spikes.
Yeah.
It's going to get bigger. We have to touch it, okay?
Right.
It's like buying a melon.
Yes.
When you touch the melon, if you can squeeze it a little bit, that means it's okay.
Right, so it's got a little bit of softness, then it's
exactly.
ripe.
Yes, because if you take it before that, some fruits, it doesn't work.
And you were saying that on the inside it's quite fleshy and with lots of little pips or stones.
Exactly. You have a little, the seeds are like very blackish.
Yeah. Okay? And the flesh is white?
The flesh is whitish, but it's very hard to put in the blender because it's actually very, very strong. It's not something the blender can break it up like that. Actually, most people do is with their own hands. They just squeeze it until all the juice. Exactly.
Right.
Yes. Once you do that, you only take the juice out.
Yes.
And the rest, you just throw it away.
And you're saying that the juice from the soursop can be used for
ice creams.
Ice creams, yeah.
Yogurt.
And yogurt. Yeah.
Some people put it, in the fridge when you have the place for the ice cubes. Mm-hmm. Okay, you put the juice in the ice cubes there.
Oh, yeah.
You put it there, and when it comes out, it looks like a...
All right, well, I might try it.
The thing is, for example, Amalia, the lady that sells things?
Yes.
When she goes to a main market in the city of Panama, she tells they are very, very hard to find. And when they get there, they just buy it.
The soursops?
The soursops,
yeah, they're very popular. Okay.
Very
Worth
popular,
knowing.
yes.
Okay.
Because of the maintenance.
Yeah.
Because of the ants. And
yeah,
you
so
take care of
the
that.
ants like them as well.
Exactly.
So how would I store a soursop on my boat? Would it be in the fridge?
I know you have like hammocks.
Yeah.
You can put it there.
Yeah.
But again, you have to use it as soon as you can squeeze it a little bit, squeezable you want to, it's ready to eat.
Right.
Because if you wait more, it's going to get softer, but
Right.
it can get to a point that you cannot use it anymore.
Yeah, so don't delay. Yeah.
Exactly.
So thank you for joining me today as I talk about all the different types of Caribbean fruits that we've eaten along the way on our journey on Scouts. And I look forward to having you on board again for another podcast, another episode of Salty Scout. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.